That's the shot. Frickin' got it.
Hello, my name is Rich and welcome to That Gaming Show. So when I created Should You Play, I did it with the idea of a conversation of, is this game worth playing? I talked to friends about this new game I was playing, they'd ask how it was and I'd say, yeah, it's good, gameplay is great, story's really interesting, blah 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 blah, I think you should play it. And normally I only like to talk about games that I like. I tend to avoid bad games, or I like to think I have somewhat of an eye for a good one. I didn't create this channel to think my opinion is the best and critique bad games within an inch of its life. It's a recommendation series, if anything. The reason why I'm telling you all this is because I'm about to throw it out the window. Devil May Cry 2 is bad. It's not really a secret, I'm not the first one to say it's bad, it's well known as the outcast from the series. But if you are curious as to why, then let me fill you in, and also ask the question, should you play Devil May Cry 2? The sequel to the successful Devil May Cry, which I already spoke about on this channel being surprisingly good fun, created once again by Capcom, was released on the PS2 in January 2003. The game once again is based around our main protagonist Dante doing... nope, no idea. I mean, the game just kind of starts with our female protagonist called Lucia as she struggles to get a coin, and then Dante shows up and then they both kind of go off on their own directions to do... something. For some unknown reason. And that's sadly a reoccurring theme throughout this game. Constant questions and confusion with little to no direction. But what I've been able to figure out is this guy is bad because he's the head of an evil corporation, because aren't they all? And he needs these relics to become the Devil Master, and it's up to Lucia and Dante to get them first and stop him. But I honestly have no idea why Dante is even here. Like, was there a cutscene I skipped? Was there a comic or TV show I was meant to watch beforehand to fill these huge blanks? Even the first mission, you're dropped into this world with no idea on where to go. You can try checking the map, but there isn't any markers or doors, which the first game had and did well. I mean, I guess I'm just here in this region. You just wander aimlessly around this town trying to find the plot until you stumble into a cutscene. But the game did introduce this unique mechanic of being able to play also as Lucia, with her own missions and storyline that runs parallel with Dante's. If anything, she's slightly behind him as you repeat the same areas with slight variants and a couple of new levels thrown in there. And her side of the story actually helps fill in some of the blanks. But it's weird because they are so separate, yet they are following the same path. It's not like the game jumps between them for you. Her story is on another disc, which you would probably play after finishing Dante's missions, which you will spend most of the time confused. But when you finally play Lucia's half, it starts falling into place. And I know it's a limitation of the time it came out to have two different discs, but I'm sure there was a better way of doing this. Or not at all. That would have also been good. However, I will say the visuals are surprisingly better looking than the first game. The world has a bit more detail, if not still bland, and the enemies themselves more detailed yet bland and forgetful. Also, I feel like the sky shouldn't move that way. The gameplay is also improved from the first one. Dante and Lucia control better. We have circle to roll on its own now, which you'd be surprised, but that makes a huge difference from the first game. We can even swap weapons with L2, which is beautiful. No more going into the menu. We can wall run, we can pull off some sweet moves whilst in combat, but it's boring. The enemies and bosses are so dull and easy to exploit, like this fire demon which at first glance looked like a challenge, but no, I just stood here and kept shooting him. He didn't even try to get me. The game feels like it's running on autopilot, just like, yep, kill me, next guy is through that door. And most of the boss battles feel out of place, or they just made something up just so they had one, like this moth. I don't know how or why I'm fighting a giant moth, I just am. Remember in the first game when they had a fire spider thing that defended the castle and he really put up a fight? Or the Phantom Swordsman, which was a mirror self to reflect Dante's inner demons? Well, we've got a weird tentacle monster that takes ages to kill. I don't remember using my sword that much because I never needed to. You can just shoot everything. Why would you put yourself in danger by getting into close combat when guns are just as effective? And on that similar note, the enemy locking is a pain and a half. Dante naturally locks onto the nearest enemy, which in practice is fair enough, until you need to hit these markers, and he just wouldn't do it because of a constant string of flying bird things that kept popping up. So I had to bodge it and line up the birds with the marker so I could hit it. Where are the birds, you say? Beats me because they have a fixed camera again, which has its own set of issues that I've already spoken about, but I won't go into that right now. Okay, fine, just one. My god, that platforming level with the fixed camera, that was painful. Surprisingly, the side character Lucia was actually more fun to play as. Not only does she have a cool set of skills, she also has a more interesting character to follow, because she actually talks and has character development. Unlike mute Dante, who says a couple syllables and then blanks out. He had personality in the last game. It should be more emphasised in the sequel, but no. He's even less interested to be here. However, Lucia does have a couple drawbacks. She has one of the most infuriating levels in the game, the water level, and I hate water levels in every game, and sadly this one is no different. Clunky controls and an annoying boss battle that you can't dodge, so you just kind of take the hits and hope you can kill him in time. It feels like busy work to pad out the game, no reason to it at all. You only get the proper ending after you beat both Dante and Lucia's story, as opposed to the really bad ending you get when you just play as Dante. It just ends. What if you just played Dante's story and never played Lucia? You would never get the full picture. It's so disappointing. But when you do get the endgame, you unlock Bloody Palace, where you get to fight against wave after wave of enemies, and earn blood orbs, which can be quite fun. Although I found a flaw in this game during this mode when I used a shotgun on one enemy, and all of them got hit at the same time. Seriously, it's like the game has truly given up trying to impress me. Ridiculous. The music and sounds in this game are, I guess, slightly better than the first, but I didn't really notice the music. Only thing I did notice was the clip-clopping of the shoes and the endless shooting. The music isn't cheesy like the first game, but it isn't invigorating either. It just feels like no love was put into this game. It has an air of something that's been rushed. Every element that they improved on, they sacrificed what was done well in the first game. And that brings us to the ultimate question. Should you play Devil May Cry 2? No. I sadly cannot recommend you play this game. The only reason you would was to see how bad it was for yourself. It's just got no character, it's got no interest in itself. Our protagonists are bored, the enemies are bland, the environments are dull, and our main antagonist is so generic and useless, he's just not really a threat or a challenge. It's also an easy game, but you won't enjoy it as you do it. How on earth you muck up demons, swords and guns, I have no idea. Devil May Cry 2.
Whatever.
My thoughts exactly. So what do you think of my opinions? Do you have opinions of your own? Then please let me know in the comment section below. If you think I'm being too harsh, then please do play it and let me know in the comment section below. If you like the video, make sure you give it a like. Also make sure you subscribe to the channel as well to see more videos like this coming out very soon. Let's hope Devil May Cry 3 will be better. Either way, thank you very much for watching. My name is Rich and I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ra! Hey, before you go, make sure you check out some other videos as well. Check out my latest video where I set Jedi Fallen Order to max difficulty, and also check out my Should You Play of Hollow Knight 2. In your own time. I'm assuming you've gone by this point. God, this game sucked.